could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next? He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next? He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got an
What up, what up, what up, Finn fans? Welcome to another episode of the Finn Posse Podcast. I'm your host, Big C, and this is brought to you by Game Changers Media. How's everybody doing this beautiful morning? A beautiful morning after the schedule release. We'll get into that, talk about our feelings, and whether this schedule benefits the Miami Dolphins or it is a hindrance to our success for the 2025 season. The schedule was supposed to be released at 8 p.m. last night. Obviously, it was leaked a lot earlier than that. I don't know why they even set up a time for it to be released, because every single year it's leaked early. So what is the real purpose behind it? I'm not sure. But yeah, some surprises, I would say. I was surprised by a lot of things on this schedule. Upset about a few things also. But yeah, we'll get into it. Good morning, Elwood, JD DeGray, Michael. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm trying to look for one other thing I got real quick. Just bear with me. One thing that I am not super stoked about. Here it is. Let me get it over to the Gmail real quick so I can post it to you all. Oh, geez. What were your thoughts when you initially seen the schedule, though? I want to get your feedback. Obviously, we're gonna do a quick win-loss prediction with the schedule that we have. Obviously, the roster's not complete yet, though. This team's not complete yet. So, I mean, take this win-loss prediction with a grain of salt. It's going to be best case scenario, worst case scenario type thing, where it's not going to be an exact number. So don't hold it to me. Don't hold it to me at the end of the season saying, "Oh, Big C, you said back in May that we were going to win this many games." That's not the scenario here. So Just be easy with it. Don't hold me to what I'm about to say. Because, I mean, in reality, this team, there could be a lot of changes still to come to this team. I mean, we still got the June 1st trade of Jalen Ramsey, which looks like, that's pretty much a done deal at this point. It saddens me. It sickens me more than anything. It sickens me that we have no cornerback depth and we're going to go and trade one of the top 10 corners in this league with no one to replace him. All because we need to make him happy. That absolutely disgusts me. It's a sickening scenario that today's NFL players, today's athlete for that matter, just get to do whatever they want to do. I don't want to play here, trade me. I don't care that you've given me this amount of money. I don't care that, you know what I mean? And not only I want to be traded, I want to only be traded to this team, and this team. I don't care that you're not going to get anything of near equal value back for me in a trade. This is the two or three teams I want to be traded to, and that's it. And these franchises are put up against the wall. What are they going to do? They're going to keep this athlete here and just, they're going to be a cancer to the team. They're going to sit there and not put up the effort needed. And at that point, I would suspend the player. I would file a grievance with the NFL, the Players Association, for them being a detriment to the team. And then I'd fight to get that money back. Elwood says 17-0 world champion. Woo! Bonnie says, I think it's a pretty good schedule for the Dolphins. JD DeGray, 5 primetime games. Very interesting. Listen, I love the glamour of primetime games. I absolutely love it. I love when it's the bright lights and, we are the focus of the NFL world. But at the same time, we don't overly I don't feel like we overly perform well on primetime games. So I like it, but at the same time, it's a sort of a hindrance at the same time. So I'm gonna pull up the schedule real quick, and then I'm gonna take it off, and then I'll put it back up, just so we can take a quick look at it. So week 1, home Colts, or on the road Colts, and when the schedule comes out, I like to take a look at. Obviously, I like to take a look at our home games in September because we have a distinct advantage when we're at home in December or in September. Teams aren't equipped to come and play in the heat that we practice all training camp and all summer in. Teams come down here and just can't handle it. You've witnessed this with numerous teams, specifically the Buffalo Bills a few years ago. They came down. All their players were dropping all over the field. We ended up beating the Buffalo Bills that day. I think that was our last victory against Buffalo. And teams just aren't equipped for it. And, I was watching the AFC East roundtable last night, and Kobe was like, oh, I'm happy that New England's going to Miami week 2 because New England will be used to playing in that heat. It's hot in New England. Bro, I'm from upstate United States, or up country United States. I'm from New York. New England is up in this region. I mean, it's not overly close to me, but it's even higher than New York. The heat here is not the same as the heat in Florida. Those players it's not the same. Yeah, I mean, you're coming off practicing all summer, but the heat in New England is not the heat in Miami. He is absolutely tripping on that. He is delusional that he thinks that. It's absolutely crazy. So September games we got at the Colts, and then we're home for New England, and then we're at Buffalo on a primetime Thursday night game, and then another primetime game Monday Night Football at home against the Jets, Jets, those piece of garbage Jets. So from first look, September games, I'm disappointed that we only have one 1:00 game in September in Miami. That is our home field advantage. When Buffalo has teams come up there in December, that is an advantage for Buffalo. They don't take that away from the Buffalo Bills. They don't take that away from the Green Bay Packers, who their advantage is at Lambeau. They don't take that away from other teams. Why do they continuously do that to the Miami Dolphins? Why do they continuously do that to the Miami Dolphins? I think it's unfair, it's unjust, and is a complete and utter show of favoritism to other teams. It's a deliberate slap in the face to the Miami Dolphins. And that's just how I feel. That's how I feel. Also, what is interesting to me about those first 4 games in September is that we have 3 straight division games. 3 straight division games. Now, the biggest thing here, I think, is that we get to go to Buffalo in September. We get to go to Buffalo in September. Listen, it's not cold up here in September. It's not cold up here in September. We're catching a break there. We are absolutely catching a break there. It is not cold up here in September. We are not going to have to go to Buffalo and win in a snow game when it's 10 degrees. We're not going to have to do that this year. And that's an absolute win for the Miami Dolphins. Good morning, Kat. Good morning, Glenn. Bonnie says only 3 cold isn't bad. It could be worse. Yeah, the NFL did not help us with the 1:00 games in September. And I think that's it's absolutely not fair. 100% not fair. Good morning, Miller. Yeah, I don't know about that, Glenn. I mean, people in that Kansas City game, people got, well, the fans did anyway, got frostbite and stuff. I mean, listen, that's our advantage. They need to stop taking it from us. If you don't, I mean, build us a dome then. Have the NFL build us a dome. I did not see it, Cap. I did not see the Indianapolis Colts schedule release video. They made full of the cheetah. Yeah, that is extremely cold. All right, let's take a look at the next 4. So we're at the Panthers. That's not bad. Home for the Chargers. That's beautiful. We don't have to travel all the way out to LA. And then on the road for Cleveland and the Falcons. Cleveland, I don't think it'll be that cold. It's October. Well, 3rd week of October. It shouldn't be that bad. I'm not worried about the weather conditions. Cleveland's got 12 quarterbacks on their team. God only knows who's going to be starting by that point. Atlanta's obviously a dome team. And then here comes the rough stretch. We got the Ravens. We're at home. That's a primetime game. We got the Buffalo Bills. We're at home. And then we have the Washington Commanders, who are supposed to be a home game, but obviously that game's in Madrid. So we lose a home game there. Those are 3 games that are really going to tell us a lot about these Miami Dolphins. Those 3 games right there are going to tell us a lot about these Miami Dolphins. And the best thing about those 3 games, those are our 3 toughest games right there in a row. The best thing about them is that they're either home or at a neutral site. So we get Baltimore at home, we get Buffalo at home, and then Washington at a neutral site. It's tough that we play those 3 teams in a row, but you couldn't ask for a better setup, a better scenario. At least then we're not traveling to Baltimore and then have to go back to Miami, then go back to Washington, or go from Baltimore to Buffalo to Madrid. You know what I mean? At least them 2 games are home, and then we're at a neutral site to play the Washington Commanders. That's going to be a tough 3-game stretch, but I think that is the best scenario to play them 3 teams. And then we come back from Madrid, we have a bye. And then we're home for the Saints. That game, that should be just a walkthrough. That should be a second bye right there. I think the Saints are in just a huge mess right now. And then a little bit of a tough stretch. You got the Jets and Pittsburgh, both road games, both gonna be in the cold. That's rough. Those are our 2 main cold games right there. Those are gonna be rough. And then you got your home for the Cincinnati Bengals, which I'm happy about that. You're home for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Happy about that. And then you finish the season on the road at the New England Patriots. Now, you know how them Week 18 games go. If the Patriots are already out of it, or, God forbid we're not. I hope that we're not out of it, but if the Patriots are out of it, that could just be a wash game. That could be an easy game. So, yeah, that's cold weather too, but that could be an easy game also. Yeah, I don't know if that's him. Glenn says Washington's young team has not done an international game since 2016. Might be the Miami's favor. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to affect it, Glenn. Them Washington Commanders are going to be a really good team this year, though. They really are. Dolphins play a lot of teams that run the football. Day one says, listen, and I think that's going to be one of our strengths, is stopping the run. We were really good at stopping the run last year. So I think that's going to be one of our strengths, is stopping the run. Now, what I'm about to show you right here, this is a little troublesome to me. It's the miles traveled this season. And you see Miami right there. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th most travel miles this season with 24,409 miles. The Miami Dolphins got a lot of traveling to do. And, obviously someone's got to have the most travel miles, someone's got to have the least. But tell me how it's fair that there's that big of a discrepancy. Tell me how one team can travel 37,000 miles and you got the Bengals who are only traveling 8. I think they need to break that up more. I think they need to do a better job. I think they need to do a better job at that, because I don't think that is even remotely fair. They need to break it up more. They need to do a better job. So this is a little concerning to me, how many miles we're going to be traveling this year. Obviously, the game to Madrid is a big chunk, but still, we got a lot of traveling to do, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I think teams that get to sleep in their own beds and don't have to sit on airplanes and do a lot of traveling, perform better. So that is a little concerning to me. But hey, good teams have to deal with, if you want to be a winner, you're going to have to deal with things. You're going to have to deal with things. Spain is 15,000 miles round trip. Is it really that far? Is it really 15,000? That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, if Madrid takes off 15,000, then we're in good shape. Miami, Florida, the Madrid, Spain. Miami, Florida, the Madrid, Spain. I mean, it's not 15,000, but it's half that. It's 8. It's 8,000. Listen, as far as the schedule goes, I'm not upset with it. I'm not upset with the schedule. Could it be better? Maybe a little bit, but I would like to see us have another home 1 o'clock game in September. But overall, I think this schedule favors us. Now we got some tough games in there. We do. We got some tough games in there. And you never know how a team's going to play. We can go based on how they performed last year, and that's all we can go based on right now. But as far as the schedule goes, I I gotta admit that I'm pleased. I'm pleased. I gotta say I'm pleased. I think this is a favorable schedule for the Miami Dolphins. I gotta say this is a favorable schedule for the Miami Dolphins. Them three games against Baltimore, Buffalo, and Washington, they're gonna be tough games. But two of them are at home and one's at a neutral site. Two of them are at home, one's at a neutral site. That's not a bad setup. It's not a bad setup. And then you get your bye. You get your bye late in the season. You give you give your guys an opportunity to get healthy late in the season. The amount of primetime games. The amount of primetime games. We get a mini bye between Buffalo and the Jets between week 3 and week 4. We get a little bit of a mini bye because you play on Thursday night against Buffalo, and then you don't have to play again until Monday versus the Jets at home. That's nice. That gives you a little bit extra break. What's the other Thursday night game? Baltimore? Is Baltimore the other Thursday night game? You get we got six we get 6 primetime games. And I know it's really 5, but that Washington, I consider that kind of a primetime game because it's the only game on at that point. It's on at 9:30 in the morning. It's the only game on. So six games where we're front and center in front of America to show the world what the Miami Dolphins are made of. JD says, I like this schedule. What's your feelings on it? What's everybody's feelings on this schedule? What's up, Noah? What's up? Everyone says Miami will suck, but the NFL still wants the team on primetime. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie, Glenn. I thought this team wasn't going to get that many primetime games. I thought maybe two. But as far as the schedule goes, I think this is a pretty favorable schedule for the Miami Dolphins. Again, I hate to lose the home game and traveling to Madrid, Spain to play the Washington Commanders. I hate that. I wish it was at home. But other than that, I think the schedule is pretty decent. I think the schedule is pretty decent. I think that we don't have a bunch of cold games, so the narrative that we're terrible in the cold, we don't have to overly deal with that too much this season. We don't overly have to deal with that too much this season. Noah says, I hope Roundtable Sports does the event down in Miami for that Monday night game. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I was thinking that too. They usually go down for the Jets, and then they do I don't know when the Bills and Jets play up here. I'm not going to lie, that Saints game is really tempting to me. The only thing that sucks about that is that it is the week of. Is that Thanksgiving Day? Do we play on Thanksgiving Day? Or no? No, it's not Thanksgiving Day. It's the week of Thanksgiving, though, right? Is it the week of Thanksgiving? Elwood said the middle three are tough, but so are we. And yeah, I mean, those 3 games, it gives our rookies an opportunity to get used to it, get up to speed. We were really good at stopping the run last year. I think we'll be even better this year. What do the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens do well? Run the ball. They run the ball well. I'm super excited to have Kenneth Grant, Jordan Phillips, having Jordan Brooks back, having Chop be Chop said something that was pretty interesting. I watched the interview on the Miami Dolphins channel. He said, he's had an opportunity this year. I think he's going to be a lot stronger this year. I think we're going to see the real Chop Robinson this year. He's going to be able to be a lot stronger. He's going to be I think he's going to be better against the run. Because he said something that was real big to me. He's like, this year I didn't have to sit there and be a track star all off season. And last year, you do the combine, you do your pro day, you do this, you do that. You got to stay really slim down so you can run good 40 times, so you can run really well. Because that, running well at the combine, running well at your pro day, that is so huge for your draft stock. And this year he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to prep like he was a track star. He can prepare like he's a football player. So I expect Chop Robinson to come in way stronger than he was last year. I think Chop Robinson is going to have 12 sacks this year. I believe Chop Robinson will have 12 sacks this year. And it might be more. It might be more, folks. I think Chop Robinson is going to have a monster year. With Kenneth Grant eating up 2 blocks, with people having to pay attention to Zach Sealer, with Jalen Phillips hopefully coming back healthy, with Bradley Chubb coming back healthy, I think Chop Robinson's going to kind of be that forgotten guy, and he's going to make such a huge impact for this defense. I think our pass rush is going to be extraordinary. I think we're going to be great against the run. And that's what's really depressing about this whole Jalen Ramsey fiasco, is that I think this defense could be really, really special, but this cornerback room is shot. The corner room is shot. And just Jalen Ramsey being able to stick around would make such a difference. We could be searching just for a corner two right now with a bunch of promising rookies to fill in. But no, now we got to go find a number one, and there's nobody really available. Daniel says we have two tough stretches, one in November and one in December. Manageable, but worried about the secondary. Absolutely, Daniel. I'm super worried about the secondary too. Like I was just saying, how differently things would feel right now if Jalen Ramsey wouldn't be pulling this bullshit. And I'm sorry to use the language, I am. But that's how I feel. If Jalen Ramsey wasn't pulling this shit, we'd be in such a better position. Miller says the best thing about this schedule is that no team has a bye before they play us. Makes them less prepared. That's a crazy stat to look up, Miller. That's crazy that you know that. Good job. Jose says, I see a 10-7 record this year. Hey, listen, depending on injuries, depending on what we do at the cornerback position, this team we'll go through it here in a minute and really discuss wins and losses. 10 wins, I think that's in the range. I think 10-7's in the range. Day one says the Cincinnati Bengals, only team that with multiple wide receivers that are good, should help Dolphins out considering the secondary situation. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just think we're so bad at secondary situation right now that we're, I don't want these average receivers looking like all pros because our secondary is so bad. You know what I mean? No 4:00 games, only 3 late cold games. Michael said, let's get real, guys. Miller says, Chop Robinson is what Jalen Phillips was promised to be. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I think Chop Robinson's going to be special. I think he is. Maybe Tampa Bay Falcons wide receivers. Yeah, I'm not huge on the Falcons. I think the Falcons got a lot of. I'm not huge on Drake London, but I think they got a lot of other really decent receivers on the Falcons. The best thing is giving us Cincinnati at home week 16. Not only do we avoid the cold, but we avoid the turf after a physical away game. Yeah, that is nice. Also, that Cincinnati game could have huge implications with playoff seeding. If the Miami Dolphins are contenders, they're going to be battling with the Cincinnati Bengals for playoff seeding. Miller says the team was the best quarterback in our division. The Buffalo Bills do not have a wide receiver one. The Jets have Garrett Wilson, and now the Patriots have Stephon Diggs. Our lack of secondary isn't as spooky. When your secondary is as bad as we are right now, though, average receivers can look like all pros though. Glenn says, I have not given up on. You mean Jalen Phillips, Glenn? Listen, I don't think Jalen Phillips is a bad player, but he's not what we expected when we drafted him in the first round. We expected he's yet to have 10 sacks. I just feel like we expected more from him. We expected more. We expected him to be putting up numbers like TJ Watt, like the kid from Dallas. What's his name? Jeez, now I'm drawing a blank. Micah Parsons, When you draft someone in the first round, the top half of the first round, who is considered the best pass rusher in that draft class, you expect 12 to 15 sacks a season. I don't think that's crazy. And he's yet to produce 10. So you can't be mad at the franchise for getting a little frustrated. Yeah, I mean, Glenn, whose fault? I'm not blaming him for getting injured, but it's not our fault neither. And yeah, but before the major injuries, before these two knee injuries that cost him a season and a half, he didn't overly do anything huge before that. Now, I haven't completely given up on him. I think he'll benefit from. I think Chop, Jalen, and Bradley Chubb are all going to benefit from each other. I think on a weekly basis, they'll take turns eating. You know what I mean? Maybe this week Jalen does. Maybe the next 2 weeks Chop does. Then maybe Bradley Chubb does. I think it's gonna go back and forth. I think they're all going to be able to eat because teams aren't going to be able to focus on one of them. And when you try to switch your focus, if you try to focus your defense or your offensive line on your pass protection on Chop, that's when Bradley Chubb and Jalen eat. When you try to switch over your pass coverage over the Jalen, that's when Chop and Chubb eat. I think they're all going to have opportunities to have big games. They beat us because of our lack of pass rush this year. We should be top 7 in pressure alone. This will be a dominant D-line. Yeah, I like our chances of having a dominant up front. I think we were really good at stopping the run last year. Really good. We finished out the season with a top 10 defense. And I know at times it didn't look like a top 10 defense because, again, we were at the bottom of the league as far as turnovers and sacks go. And those are the big flashy plays that make your eyes go, yeah, that's a good defense. And because we didn't have those, you're like, there's no way this was a top 10 defense. But technically, stat-wise, we were a top 10 defense. If you add the turnovers, if you add those sacks, this defense can be phenomenal. But again, because Jalen Ramsey's out there playing games, playing with our emotions, forcing us to trade him, and the fact that the Miami Dolphins are just giving in is absolutely mind-numbing to me. Oh, you want to play for the Rams? Here, we'll trade you to the Rams. Screw that. If you're going to trade him to a team that's going to offer you the very, very most for him. And if no team's willing to offer you anything of value, then you come here and you play for us. And if you don't come here and give all your effort, I'm filing a grievance with the Players Association, and I'm going to try to get my money back. These teams need to start playing some hardball once in a while. Miller says Chop Robinson, a rookie, was the defining factor in our pass rush last year, and he finished fifth in Rookie of the year. This is going to be the thing that gives us hope this year. Our corners were so bad last year. At this point, yes, we get him out of here. Look what he did for us versus his salary. Yeah, I listen. I'm not saying that Jalen played overly great for us last year, but I mean, right now he's leaps and bounds better than anything we have available. Yeah, Jose, I feel the same way that he signed an extension last year and now today he don't want to play here. He didn't have a problem taking our $4 million in March. He didn't have a problem then. He didn't request to be traded or say anything about being traded until he got that $4 million. I think it's just horseshit. Yeah, day one. I mean, just think how much more confident you'd feel about this team right now. Like we addressed the offensive line. Look at 2000 again. Look at 2023, and I'm sorry that I keep bringing it up, but it's a basis to show. It's almost like a graph. It's something to show you what this team can be. We address the offensive line. We got Jonah in here to play one of the guard spots. We got James Daniels in here to play one of the guard spots. Both of those are huge upgrades. Brewer played really good for us last year. I think Patrick Paul is gonna be good for us this year. I don't think he's gonna be Teron Armstead good, but I think he's gonna be good. You get Austin Jackson back. Listen, this offensive line will be pretty good. They'll be pretty good. We will be able to run the football. When we're able to run the football, we're able to throw the football. When we're able to throw the football and get the ball in Tyreek Hill's hands, Jalen Waddle's hands, good things happen. This offense can be a top 5, top 10 offense. We can score a lot of points. We were scoring damn near 25 points a game last year with Tua. When Tua played, 25 points a game with a bad offensive line. With a good offensive line, I don't see no reason why we can't score 30 points a game. If you can score 30 points a game, you're going to win a lot of games. Now, this defense, we were a top 10 defense last year. At times, it didn't look like it. We didn't have the flashy plays. We didn't get the turnovers. We didn't have the sacks. We didn't have those gaudy numbers. This year, we're going to be even better against the run. This year, we should be able to get the sacks. Now, I know we don't got the big names at the safety position, but I think we upgraded the safety position. I think effort alone is going to upgrade that safety position. I think the two kids back there and whoever plays ends up playing, I think their effort is going to be an upgrade of what Jordan Phillips and Javon Holland gave us last year. So now all you got to really look at is that cornerback room. And that's the one area that we got considerably worse at. And it's all because of Jalen Ramsey. And if Jalen Ramsey were willing to play for us right now, we'd be looking for a second corner, not a first and a second, just a second. You bring in a Stephon Gilmore, you bring in a Rasul Douglas, and then you're feeling like this top 10 defense can be a legit top 10 defense. So if your offense is scoring 30 points a game and your defense is a top 12, a top 10 defense, you're going to win a shit ton of games. Tyreek Hill's not gonna sandbag nothing. Tyreek Hill's not gonna sandbag. Tyreek Hill has no more guaranteed money. Tyreek Hill's got to play for the next contract. Now, I'm not saying that Tyreek won't try to pull something to get traded, force his way out of town. I'm not saying that. I'm not guaranteed he's going to be on our team week 1. I hope and pray he is. But if Tyreek Hill's on the field, Tyreek Hill's going to give effort. Tyreek Hill will give in. If Tyreek Hill is playing and is going to be part of this team, Tyreek Hill is going to play and he's going to try. That's why you drafted a corner in the second 3 years ago. Yeah, and we sure did. And Cam Smith has absolutely shown us nothing. Absolutely showed us nothing. But can you even imagine if we weren't dealing with Jalen Ramsey pulling this shit right now, how much more confident you would feel about this team? Like if Jalen Ramsey was locked in and ready to go for the Miami Dolphins right now, I would really think that we'd have a legit shot at challenging the Buffalo Bills for this division. If we stay healthy. If we could stay healthy. Obviously, us staying healthy is the biggest, question mark of them all. But if Jalen Ramsey was locked in and we could stay healthy, I think that we could compete for a division title this year. I really do. And that's what makes it even more sickening than what he's pulling. Like, how is he not looking at this team and thinking that we have a shot? He's seen that we won 9 games with our quarterback missing 6 last year. He's seen that we missed the playoffs by 1 game and Tua missed 6. And you're not willing to run it back and give it a shot? Yeah, JD, it just sucks. It sucks. And it sucks even more that we're going to get a 5th round pick. Well, we're going to get a 5th round pick. Day one, that's a Jalen Ramsey problem. You don't like Mike McDaniel. Everybody likes Mike McDaniel. He's a player's head coach. He's a super nice guy. He kisses their asses, especially the stars. Even if Ramsey never pulled the stunt, what does it mean when Ramsey can't lock down G5 or Marvin Harrison Jr.? We got to think we didn't have a really good pass rush. So having to lock down Marvin Harrison Jr. or G5, you got to lock them down for a super long period of time. I think this pass rush is going to be so good that quarterbacks ain't going to have all day long to find the open receiver. And I think that helps the secondary. I think our pass rush is going to be phenomenal, and that helps the secondary immensely. Low key, I'd be petty and sign Golden Tate just to piss off Ramsey. What up, Aqua? So let's hit up this win-loss real quick. Again, this is a range. I know JD, and listen, I understand that he's going to be traded. It's just frustrating to think of the possibilities. Sometimes you get stuck in those situations where you're like, damn, we're so close to being good. We got the player on the team that we need. We don't got to trade for him. We don't got to sign him. He's on the team. But we're going to trade him away. And that's frustrating. That's frustrating. When there's no corners available, none at the level that we need, none at the level that we need, but we have one on the roster and we're going to trade him away for a useless late round draft pick. Like, come on. It's frustrating, JD. It's frustrating, super frustrating. So let's take a look at the schedule. Week 1 on the road at the Colts. Listen, who knows what's going on with the quarterback situation? Anthony Richardson, the quarterback there. Who's going to be starting? Who's going to be playing? I think the Miami Dolphins can absolutely beat the Indianapolis Colts. I fully expect us to start the season 1-0. You don't got to go too far in depth. I think we can run the ball against them. Their defense is decent, but I think we can run the football. I think we're going to be able to do what we want. I think our defense can shut them down. I'm not concerned with our secondary in this game. I don't think they got a quarterback that's going to sit there and pick us apart. I like the Miami Dolphins to go up to Indy and win that game. Week 2, you got New England coming down here, and this is our lone 1:00 September game. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. Kobe thinks that over Roundtable Sports thinks that the New England Patriots will be ready for the heat because they've been practicing in New England. Again, if you think that the heat in New England is the same as the heat in Miami, you are absolutely mistaken. They will not be ready. They will be they'll be over on their sideline, cramping up, hurting, begging for an IV. I think the Miami Dolphins win this game also. I think the Miami Dolphins beat the New England Patriots week 2. So that's got us 2-0. That's got us 2-0. Week 3, we travel to play the Buffalo Bills on Thursday Night Football. Listen, it's not going to be cold, which is a bonus for us, but it is a short week. It is a primetime game. Buffalo, we have struggled mightily with the Buffalo Bills. They are dominant in this division. I think the Buffalo Bills win this game. I think the Buffalo Bills win this game. But I will say this. If we can make a couple more roster moves and bring in the right people, I think we could have a chance. But I'm going to be realistic right now. I'm going to say until they show me otherwise, they can't beat the Buffalo Bills right now. So I got us at 2-1 right now. And make sure you guys hit that like button for me, please. Make sure you hit the like button. Week 4, Monday Night Football. We're at home against the Jets. I'm not worried about the Jets quarterback. Justin Fields doesn't scare me. He's a running quarterback. His arm doesn't. I'm not threatened by his arm whatsoever. We're good at stopping the run. I think we will batter Justin Fields. I think we will punish Justin Fields in this game. I think the Miami Dolphins move to 3-1. Week 5, we traveled to face the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers struggled mightily at the beginning of last season, and then they came on at the end of the season. I think they're a year away from being decent, from being a real competitive NFL team. I think they'll continue to improve this season, but I think the Miami Dolphins will beat the Carolina Panthers. I think the Miami Dolphins will put enough pressure on Bryce Young to rattle him, and I think the Miami Dolphins win that game. And then we got the Chargers coming to Miami. Battle of the should we have taken Justin Herbert in the draft? Again, I like Jim Harbaugh as a coach. I think he's a fantastic coach. This is a home game. I'm gonna, the last few years we've done pretty well against the Chargers, pulling out victories. I'm gonna say we win this game. I'm gonna say we win this game. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That takes us to 5-1. Then we go up to Cleveland. It shouldn't be too cold. Who knows who's going to be the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns? I think that's another victory. That's 6-1. Then we travel to Atlanta to play the Falcons. I'm going to say this is a little bit of a trap game. We're trying to look past them. We're feeling ourselves a little bit. Looking forward to that Baltimore Ravens game. I think we dropped the game to the Falcons. I think it's possible we drop that game to the Falcons. Michael Penix, up and coming quarterback. I think we're just overlooking them and they end up beating us. And then we got the Baltimore Ravens on primetime football. I think the Ravens end up beating us in this one. It's a home game, but I think the Ravens beat us on primetime. I think Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry are just a little too much. So that takes us 6-3. Then we have Buffalo. I'm gonna say we beat. I'd say we beat the Buffalo Bills at home. I'm gonna say we beat the Buffalo Bills at home. So it's 7 wins. And then the Madrid game, I think we drop it to Washington. I think the Washington Commanders are a really good football team. I think the Washington Commanders are a really good football team, and I think Washington beats us. And then we have a bye. We come back. We got the Saints. Who knows? The Saints are they're just in a real bad spot right now. I think that we beat the Saints. Then we have the Jets again. Again, Justin Fields doesn't bother me. I think we beat the Jets again. So we're sweeping the Jets this year. Then we're on the road at Pittsburgh. I think that game could go either way. Yeah, I think that game could go either way. But I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say we pick up the victory there. The Bengals game, I'm gonna say we drop that one. The Bucks game, I'm gonna say we drop that too. But that Bengals game and that Bucks game, those are winnable games too. There's a chance that we win those games. And then week 18, I think we beat the New England Patriots. I think we beat the New England Patriots. So I'm not sure how many wins that is. How many? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm saying that we could win 11 games this year. I'm saying that it looks like we could win 11. I think 11 is a pretty decent record for us, but we could finish as bad as I think the low is 7 or 8. I think the low is 7 or 8. I mean if we're healthy, I think the minimum is 8. I'd say 8 is the minimum. What's your thoughts? I say that mic check. I say 8's the minimum. Day one, you're absolutely right. Tua's got to stay healthy. Tua's absolutely got to stay healthy. If Tua doesn't stay healthy, all bets are off. All bets are off. No, I think Zach Wilson's probably better than the backup quarterbacks we had last year. But again, I don't know if we can win without Tua. I don't know if we can win without Tua. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me, please. Pretty, please. What is your win-loss prediction? Let's hear it. Aqua says 11 and wins is realistic. Miller said 10 to 8 wins max. Jose said 10 and 7 all day. We ain't beating the Chargers. The mic's good now. Yeah, if the mic messes up, just let me know. I don't know why it just starts messing up sometimes. If you're watching this over on Game Changers, please come over to the Finn Posse podcast and show your support, pretty please. But yeah, I say 11 wins is realistic for this team. But again, there's I think we could finish with as low as 8 wins. So it really depends. It really depends. But I like our chances. I think if we can address the cornerback position, we can have a really successful season. Jose says I'd say 11 wins if we were able to beat Buffalo once. Miller says we need our O and D line, our quarterback, our secondary, and our wide receivers to stay healthy. We got no depth. Yeah, obviously injuries are going to play a big part in everything. If we go down with injuries, we're gonna struggle. We're gonna struggle. Come on, let's hit those like buttons. Let's go. If you're over on the Game Changers, come over the Finn Posse podcast, please, and hit those like buttons. Get us in the algorithm. Has anybody still not heard from Scotty? I just want to make sure he's all right. If he's not messing with the show no more, I understand. I get it, but I get it if he's not messing with the show no more. I understand. I ain't mad, but I want to make sure he's all right at least. He just kind of ghosted us. I think Saturday I'm gonna do an open panel. Let's say Saturday 8 p.m. open fan panel for people that are interested. Saturday 8 p.m. After the past 5 years, we are in no position to say we have gimme games. That's just me. I love the optimism. But we need to be real. We all know what we have. First 4 games under center. Listen, I'm not saying any of those games are gimmies. I'm just saying I like our chances to win those games. Scotty is probably working. Bro, Scotty was on last night with Reason. Yeah, I don't really know how to do the open panel. I'm probably going to talk to Shake about it tonight. Make sure you catch me on Shake with Shake tonight. He's been nice enough to invite me over to his show. So make sure you come check out me and Shake tonight. And whoever else he's going to have come through. This should be a good time. But yeah, make sure you hit the like button. Tell your friends. Let's grow this channel. Let's get us up to 1,000 subscribers. And let me know what games you guys would be interested in going to this year. So hopefully we can figure out. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to meet up and hang out and have a good time. If not, it's cool, you know. But I'm definitely trying to figure something out so I can come down and I'd love to spend some time with some of you guys, drink some beers, eat some steaks, you know, chat it up. But yeah, that's what it is. So let me know if you guys are interested in getting something together and meeting up at a game or an Airbnb or whatnot, you know, whatever it is. But yeah, I'll be on with Shake later tonight. Make sure you check that out. And you know what it is. Fins up forever. Until next time. Peace.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they're scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off, what do you like? Make a dream job, no 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing